Hello and welcome to Lord Fenton Gaming plays Pathfinder Kingmaker. I am your adventurer, Lord Fenton. In today's video, what we're going to do is wrap up Chapter 1 and, of course, end it. About a few videos ago, I made a promise to a zombie I take out the Stag Lord, so I'm going to cash in on that, of course. After killing the Stag Lord, you should come back here and end the Riverbed Nightmare. You get a nice +1 spear for anyone who uses a spear. If not, you can at least sell it. So either way, it's all good and dandy, of course. You should always do these errands no matter what. I am going to do is I'm going to skip ahead to the trading outpost, because that's the area to end the quest for stolen lands, which I have now, I think, 43 days to do. So here we go on fast forwarding time. Alright, looks like I'm back, and I think there's going to be another cutscene with a companion. Here we go. Alright, I think I wooed Valerie, so there's going to be another dialogue ahead, so I'm going to let it roll on. So here we go. Alright, I went to the shop real quick to do a little chat intermission before we continue on with the main quest. Now, well, first of all, with the companions, they sometimes appear randomly like that, which is a good thing, so it keeps you on your toes. Number two, this gives you a chance to sell a whole bunch of loot and stuff, because if I remember right, you're not going to sell or do anything for a little bit, since you got a new kingdom coming up. Well, probably first in a new kingdom. It's all good, so that's pretty cool so far with this game, of course. So I'm basically doing is selling a bunch of loot, of course, I got from the fortress, which is all good. Should always do that. Since I was in there for a long time, yeah, I should definitely do that, of course. Should always buy and sell whatever you need to do before you go on to a certain part of the story, because you want to have sometimes an empty inventory in case you get dumped into a dungeon or a cavern, castle, or anything else that's considered dungeon-like, of course. So I'll probably save off screen just to be safe. There will be a long dialogue for a while, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to let that roll, of course, before we get to the party, and I'll briefly speak on what's next.
Good work. Nice to see I haven't lost my intuition for people. Not many would have managed to set out to the stolen lands and return with the Stag Lord's head, but I knew you could handle it. Congratulations are in order. Today, you'll receive the title of Baron before the High Society of Restov, and even Natala Sertova personally. God's bless her. Tomorrow, you'll be able to return to the stolen lands if you wish, but this time as a ruler. But matters of state can wait. For now, enjoy this feast in your honor. All the city leaders are here. It's a great opportunity to make some useful connections. Speaking of connections, let me introduce you to Kasil Eldori. He's my adopted son and apprentice. He's a trustworthy man. I'd like to send him with you as an envoy. Of course, Keston gave me a full report. You dealt with the scoundrel perfectly. It would be naive to think that none of your neighbors will try to stick their hands in your affairs. Especially that sly fox Iravetti. Yes, you certainly have that right. But tell me, how well do you know Brevoy's history or the current political atmosphere? It won't be an easy explanation. What's now called Brevoy was originally two different countries, Rostland and Issia. 200 years ago, they were stuck in constant squabbles. Then, Coral the Conqueror showed up and united the two states into one. Such diplomatic tricks are easy to manage when you have dragons at your disposal. The so-called noble houses of Brevoy, mainly Surtova, Orlovsky, and Lebeda, once ruled over Issia. We, the Aldori, ruled Rostland. The royal house Rogarvia, founded by Coral the Conqueror, forced us into obedience. But 200 years isn't long enough to make peace with such a troubled history. Even 2,000 years wouldn't be enough for us to accept Issian rule. Brevoy is a country held together by a thread, and that thread grows ever weaker. We, the Aldori and the great noble houses, spent 200 years under the rule of invaders, the royal house Rogarvia. We plotted, we schemed, we stabbed each other in the back, but open confrontation was out of the question. But a few years ago, House Rogarvia disappeared. No one knows how or why, but one day, their manors were just empty, and the force that held Brevoy together, that kept us from a bloody feud, ceased to be. Brevoy is currently ruled by the House Surtova, the former kings of Issia, but their power pales in comparison to that of House Rogarvia when they were here. So now Surtova and Aldori stand facing each other, staring each other in the eye, waiting for the other to draw their sword. It's an untenable situation. No one wants a civil war that would drown Brevoy in blood, but peace between us is also out of the question. Rostland wants to regain its independence, and we will regain it. The power the Issians hold over us is humiliating and costly, and the Surtovas won't give us our freedom without a fight. That is, unless there is some external power that can force everyone to sit down and talk. Do you see where this is going? The stolen lands are disputed territory. Brevoy can't appropriate them without raising protests from each of the neighboring states. However, if some brave people were to found independent states on that land, it would be another matter entirely. My hope is that you and your future neighbors, Baron Hannes Drelev and Captain Maegor Varn, will become our allies. But even your neutrality would introduce a powerful counterbalance to the aggression of the noble houses. Maybe, with your help, the inevitable division of Brevoy can occur without too much pain. We hope to get some help from the Maivani Aldori, the descendants of the Sword Lords who have fled from Coral's rage to build a new nation in the south. But the Issians know this well, and are doing everything they can to deny us this help. I won't go into details, but if my intelligence is correct, if a civil war starts in Brevoy, Maivan will be too occupied with its own inner troubles to interfere. Restov is a free city, proud of its independence from everyone, including the Aldori Sword Lords. But when it comes to Rostland's liberation, our goals align. This whole plan is our joint creation with Lord Mayor Yosef Selenius. Actually, she could still intervene and disrupt the proceedings. But she's a Surtova. Their games are always complex and multi-layered. They're always looking for ways to turn defeat into victory. If she's decided to allow you to become a baron, it means she already has some idea of how she can turn it to her benefit. Let's consider how she could do so. Maybe she understands that Rostland will inevitably separate and she doesn't want a war. In that case, new states in the stolen lands give the Issians a reason to sit down and talk without losing face. But that's an optimistic view, and truth be told, it doesn't quite match up with what we've come to expect from the Surtovas. The more likely scenario is that Natala wants to win you over to her side. If war breaks out and at least one of you stabs us in the back, Rostland will be surrounded by enemies. That might be enough to bring about our downfall. But you would fall first, and your newly formed states would be left in ruin. The Issians always like to have someone around to pull their chestnuts out of the fire for them. A piece of friendly advice? don't do business with House Sertovas, no matter what promises they make you. Any deal with the noble houses is a deal with devils. How should I know? We're in the middle of a big game. And today, you move from being merely a piece on the board to being one of the players. I hope you have a better understanding of what's at stake. Enjoy your evening. When you're ready for the official part, come to me.
I am back. So what happened was I found the real reason why we were given the land in the first place, the tile Baron, or Baroness if you're female. So I have to be on my toes, be careful, and of course defend my land all times, because that's very important. So now let's get to the party, of course. There will be a dialogue and let it roll on, so here we go on that. Alright, so I talked to this one guy, Lander, and I still don't trust him, but I will talk to everybody else I can. My companions are not going to be talking much, but there'll be nobles and ladies, of course, so I'm going to let the talking go on each time on that, so you all get the full story effect. Let's talk to Lindsay. Okay, she's useless for now on that, of course. Let's talk to some nobles, of course, before we do anything else. Let's go look for some more information, or I should say fish it out, of course, because you may never know you need that information. That's very important. Up ahead will be a cutscene with another noble, so here we go on that. Alright, this guy is not bad at all, but I still do not trust him, of course. So I'll be more cautious with these new people. Well, there's Tristan. That's nice of him. So there should be another noble or lady ahead. I'm going to speak with that person. So here we go on that. For the record, that guy is going to get Jack and Crap, and Jack left town, so there's going to be another noble. Here we go on that. There's going to be a big dialogue and cutscene ahead. I'm going to let that happen, of course. So here we go.
So, how do you like our little gathering? I hope you've made some useful connections. Shall we move on to the official proceedings? My apprentice, Casil Aldori, will go with you, won't he? Whatever you choose, I won't argue. But you must choose your inner circle with the utmost care. Excellent. Stand here. Lords and ladies, today we are here to honor 3 brave people who have done the impossible. They've tamed the stolen lands. Baron Hannes Drelev, the new master of Glenabon, Captain Maegor Varn, the conqueror of Dunsword, and finally, the tamer of the Shrike Hills, who put an end to the atrocities of the Stag Lord's bandits. Step forward. On behalf of the people of the free city of Restov, I confer upon you this noble title. Rise, your grace.
Well, I'm going to freeze this happy moment right here because I'm going to end the video on a positive note. This is Lord Fenton signing off. Please like, comment, and subscribe my channel. Layers on, and the next video will be Chapter 2.